Welcome to Well Balanced Kids Partner Yoga video. So partner yoga is something you can do, obviously, if you've got another brother or sister at home that's a similar sort of age, or maybe a year or two younger or older. You can do it with your parents or a carer or anyone around that fancies doing a bit of yoga with you. It's really great fun, and it's really good for building up trust between people, because it's really important in partner yoga that you trust the person that you're practicing with, because if they suddenly let go or move, you could fall, you could hurt yourself. So in this sequence, I really encourage you to take really good care of yourself and each other to ensure that you don't hurt either one of you. Okay, so we're going to start off with tree pose. And tree pose, as we know, is like this. But when we do it together, come next to me, Rosa. Rosa's a bit smaller than me, so we put our hands around each other's waists, then we take our opposite legs. Whoa! Try not to wobble. Take our opposite legs and place them in. And then bring our hands together, like so. Because we're slightly different sizes, our balance gets put a bit out. So I don't think we can do that again, can we? No, I'll put my foot down here. You can always put your foot by your ankle, if that makes it easier. Okay, so that's a really good challenging pose to help balance together. The next pose we're going to do is a forward bend. So you turn back to back, and you both bend over. You might need to give yourself a bit of space because you might need to bend your knees slightly. So you bend over and grab each other's arms. Hello. Hello down there.
Hello down there.
It's good fun, this, and it's really good for stretching your back and also your arms. And
stretching your skin.
Up you come, back you go. The next pose, I'm not sure what it's called officially, but I like to call it heart pose, because the idea is that you make a shape of a heart between your bodies. So you put one foot out. It's like warrior in terms of your legs. So you put one leg straight, and the leg that's facing away from the other person is bent. So the other way round, Rosa.
But wait, what?
This leg is straight, pointing towards me, and the back leg, oh yeah, that's it, the back leg. And then we bring our bottom arms together, and we bring our top arms into a heart. Now, if I was a bit smaller and Rosa was a bit taller, we would, there we go, I've got a heart. That's it. Lovely. That's a really good stretch down one side. So make sure that you do it on both sides, so you get to create the shape with the other side as well. So you stretch both sides. So get the legs in position first. You want your back leg to bend it towards there, and then whoo, I've got to move right down to kind of create. Oh, not sure it's working. You've got to bend your arm. There we go. Got to bend your arm to create the shape of a heart in the middle. Well done, you, Rosa. It's a bit tricky when you're not quite the same size. So the next pose is a shoulder stretch. So we're going to take it in turns. I'm going to lie down on the floor first, and then Rosa's going to stand over me and stretch backwards. So lie down and lift up my arms, and Rosa lifts up and then leans back. So this is a classic case of trust, because if I let her go, she might fall backwards.
And if I let her go, then she will fall flat on her face.
I could hurt my face, yeah. So let 3, 2, 1, stop.
How do you do it to me?
I can do it to you. So you lie down. So as you can see there, it's a good idea to agree how you're going to stop, so one person doesn't just get bored and stop and then drop their hands and the other person gets hurt. So we're going to say 3, 2, 1, stop when we stop. So up we come, up, and because I'm so much smaller, bigger than Rosa. I can move back a little bit.
3, 2, 1, stop.
There we go. And it might be a good idea to let the person who's on the floor determine when to stop, because the stretch is stronger on their shoulders than the other person. The next yoga pose we call lift, and that's because we imagine we're going down and up in a lift. So Rosa, do you want to come with me? So we hold hands and we imagine, and we bring our feet together, not completely together, but just a bit further in. And we both pretend that we're going down in a lift together, and we sit down on an invisible chair. Can you see? So we're both sitting on invisible chairs, we're holding each other and we're keeping each other up. Okay, and up. That's a good workout for the old thighs and legs. So give them a good shake out. Next one, we've done some quite challenging ones there. Next one we're going to do is mountain, partner mountain. So we just stand facing each other, put our hands together, lift them up high as if we're a mountain, and then lean forwards, creating one big mountain. That's quite nice. You could even put your legs further back and push forward, so you're really pushing on each other, creating
a tug of war.
Yeah, so again you're building trust, because if I'd suddenly disappeared, we'd both fall over.
Well, if you like went out the way, I'd fall over. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Exactly. So next we're going to do boat pose. Me and Rosa haven't got a great history of boat pose, basically because our legs are such different lengths. So ideally you want your legs to be straight and your hands on the outside of your legs. But what we're going to do is a simpler version, because our leg
We're
length,
not very good at this.
our leg length is so mismatched. So we're going to put our arms in the centre for this one, and then we're just going to bring our feet up.
Okay.
Let's bring the other foot up. Oh no, are we going to be able to do
We
it?
can't even do the simple one.
Oh dear,
Ow.
I don't think we can, but I'm sure you can at home. I've certainly
Again.
seen lots of children do this. So bring the one foot up.
Try, but
Another one. No. Let's see. Can we just do it without our hands? So if you bring your legs up like this, it's a good start. And if you can reach each other's hands,
which we cannot.
which we can't,
But if we bring
that would be great.
yeah.
But you might be able to get to do it at home. We've never quite managed to get that one right.
Never. Ever.
So next, we're going to do seesaw.
Yeah.
So that's a lot easier. So the person with the longest legs has them on the outside, while the person with the shorter legs has them on the inside. You want to come forward a bit, actually. So, and then you hold the other person's arms, and then just quite slowly and gently, we go back and forth, and let them go right down, right forward. It's a really good stretch of the shoulders. And you can even, if you can remember the words, do the seesaw nursery rhyme. So seesaw, Marjorie Daw, Jack shall have a new master. Jack shall earn but a penny a day, because he can't work any faster. So, good stretch, Rosa?
Yeah.
A really good stretch, and really simple, but it really works your back. It's a really good one to do with adults as well as people your own age, because it's something that everyone can do. Could be here all day.
Me too.
Oh, off we come.
Oh.
So next we're going to do partner warrior, which is quite simple really. It's like doing warrior on your own, except you're just mirroring the other person. So put your leg one foot side by side, then bring the other foot out and bend it, and then bring your arms up to shoulder height and look out towards your hand that's stretched over the folded knee, the bent knee rather. So you're creating a lovely symmetrical shape. And don't forget to do it on the other side. So feet together, other foot turned out, bend your knee, and here we go. Oh, that's a really good leg and shoulder stretch. Brilliant. Okay, and so next we're going to do the standing side stretch, which we have one person go back to back. Now we're going to go, can you go behind me actually, Rosa, so I can show? So you go back to back. So one person's behind the other person. We stretch out our legs wide and mirror each other's legs. And then Rosa, I want you to put this, your left arm down my leg and stretch the other arm up. And I'm going to put my arm down her leg and go up. Woo! So we're doing the same thing, but back to back. And then turn over to the other side. And off we go. Okay, so you're just mirroring each other in that one. And now we get some more calming, relaxing poses, because that's quite a lot of stretching that we've just done. So this one is like a flat back exercise. So if you stand in front of me, Rosa, and you just have to make sure when you bend forward that you don't bang each other's heads here. So let's make sure we've got enough space between us. And when we're going forward, as if you're doing flat back, and then put your arms on each other's arms. Okay, and so you're trying to create straight. So just lift your head up a little bit, Rosa. That's it. So you're creating a nice straight line. And up you come. So I think after all of that, I think we're going to do our favourite partner yoga pose, which is often a favourite with the kids in the class as well. And that's lizard on a rock. So I'm going to be the lizard.
No, I'm going to be the lizard. You're
Yeah.
going to be the rock.
She's right, you know, because it's always important that the bigger person is the rock, and then they won't squash the smaller person. If you're about the same height, or you're, you know, an age or two difference in, or a couple of years difference in ages with your brothers and sisters, then that's probably all right. But if you're doing this with an adult, then I'd suggest the adult is the rock and the child is the lizard, and I'll show you how you can both take turns in it. So I'm going to go into clam or child pose, which is the rock, and then Rosa is going to sit at the base of my back, and she's going to lean back.
This is what I love doing.
And then her arms just fall to the floor naturally,
This is
and
so
her
fun.
legs can naturally just fall to the floor. You can make your legs straight, Rosa, if you like, and the arms are straight. So it's like a little lizard basking in the sun. It's a really good pose for getting a really good stretch. And as you can see, Rosa really enjoys it. Oh, I could stay here all day.
Oh, I definitely could.
It's a really great pose if you've got backache, if you need a stretch. Adults, it's great to get this. And if you want to slowly come up, Rosa, always make sure you come up slowly.
I wish that never ended.
Head. So when you do this pose,
When you do that pose, it's a good idea. Obviously, Rosa and I know each other really, really well. We know what each other can cope with. But if you're doing that pose for the first time, it's really important that you check in with the person, that the lizard checks in with the rock and says, are you okay? Do you need me to get up? And when the rock says, please, can you get up? You get up immediately. You don't stay on them, because they could be finding it hard to breathe, or they could be feeling a bit squished or squashed. So obviously I'm not going to go and be a lizard on Rosa, but Rosa, if you want to go into child pose, if you're an adult doing this with a child, what you can do so they experience the same level of stretch that you've just had is let them be in child pose, and then just place a slight pressure here and here, just a little pressure, just so that it's a bit like having someone placed upon them, and they get a little extra deeper stretch. Is that good, Rosa?
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Do you want to stay here all day?
I'd rather be the lizard, but I would.
Okay. So Rosa likes being the lizard. Some people prefer one position more than the other. Okay. And so that ends our partner yoga sequence. I hope you've enjoyed all those different fun stretches. Whenever I do partner yoga in class, there's always so much laughter because the children love working with each other. And so it can be something really nice to practice at home and a really good way of doing yoga with your brothers, your sisters, your carers, your parents, whoever you happen to be living with. So I hope you enjoy that, and do please look at our other videos, and if you finished now, just do remember to do a relaxation just to give yourself a chance for your body to relax after all that stretching and hard work that you've done. All right, thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.